Hello Saberland, VadersVault here, showcasing our latest creation, fresh out of the vault, literally. We were working exhaustively on this saber for the better part of the last month, rushing to meet a very special deadline for a good customer of ours, Dave 316 on the FX Saber forums. Dave came to us several months back and purchased a spot from one of our customers who could no longer afford to continue with their build project. So he sold his spot in our queue to Dave, and Dave wanted a very special saber made for his girlfriend who he's proposing to this month on a Lord of the Rings themed vacation to New Zealand. So he wanted a saber that kind of coincided with the themes from the Lord of the Rings, and he picked a design from our build gallery called Hyperion, which is a very curvy design, brass shroud work and purple powder coating and a purple blade. And he wanted a saber based on that, and he wanted us to throw in some Lord of the Rings themes and design cues. This saber is called Arod Megil, which is Sindarin for noble sword. That's right, that's Elvish. We're getting our geek on here. Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, all in the same video. It's going to be awesome. We've got a lot of special things going on. This is a very first for us, as far as it's our first engagement saber. It's also our first saber that we put in an extensive amount of engraving on this saber. All the engraving on this saber is hand done. We even purchased special tooling to do it, and spent several weeks practicing and getting ready to do this. I kind of got carried away with the design. Deanna's a sucker for the romantics, and we kind of just went way overboard with a lot of the stuff on this saber, but it came out beautiful, and it's, you know, very special for a very special couple of customers. Dave is also on our second Starkiller run, and since that saber is going to be his personal saber, I wanted this one to share similar cues so they would go together. So I added a very wide open crystal chamber, which I'll show you in a minute, and the S-curve at the front and the emitter is very similar to the S-curve on the Starkiller. I didn't want any external greeblies or anything to detract from the design, so there is no control boxes or cover tech wheels or anything. I wanted the motif, the thing that caught your eye, to be the big heavy brass ring right here in the middle that is engraved. So we went with a flush mounted anti-vandal at Dave's request, and he chose it to be purple, so I modified an anti-vandal switch to be purple since they don't make nice short ones in purple. Also, the Auxilary Switch is a brass custom machined recessed switch there that's inset with a jewelry quality faceted alexandrite gem, a semi-precious stone. It's got some purple and green hues in the actual stone, and it is backlit with a green lighted tactile switch, which is hooked up to the accent pads on the crystal focus. The original design, Hyperion, had purple powder coating. I felt that that would take away from some of the elegance of a Lord of the Rings themed saber. So instead of powder coating, we actually sourced a very high quality, deep floral patterned leather, or deep purple floral patterned leather here for the rear grip, and that's stretched and fitted over a contoured grip section. So it's very comfortable and very stylish. Looks great with the brass, the deep purple. The Elvish script that's on here, the Tengwar script, is a modified version of the original ring poem, or the last 3 lines of the ring poem from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We felt that the original language and poem that was written in the movie was a very dark and foreboding binding spell, and we didn't find that that would be appropriate for an engagement saber. So we went and Deanna took several days translating a poem that she wrote into Sindarin, which I will hack my way through trying to read it to you here in a minute. But we also found out that Sanjuro of Sanjuro Systems was making the stand for the project, and we secretly got with him and had him change the Tengwar script on the stand to match the script on the saber itself. And so we're very, very grateful to him for taking the time to do that with us, and it came out great. It's a 7-piece stand. We got a base plate with the script on it, a gold ring a insert that has the sting silhouette going through the script, and then a top clear plate to cover it all. The sidearms are actually tower motifs, a very cool tower-esque designs there with the white tree of Gondor on the bottom, and of course the name of the saber, Lord of the Rings and VadersVault, on the plaque. The saber itself, one of the other defining features on the hilt is the wide open crystal chamber with the very large purple jewelry quality amethyst pendant point, and we've got gold leaf and vine work wrapping around the crystal chamber support rods. Also in the crystal chamber we have these acrylic discs topping off the headpiece of the crystal chamber, but they are also engraved and they are lit. So they're attached to the accent pads on the crystal focus so that during its sequences the edges of the discs actually light up purple to match both the crystal and the blade, which is very cool, and I'll turn that on in a minute. As far as the script, I'm going to now indulge in my geekhood and read some Elvish here for you. We wanted it to be a very positive, wedding-themed poem, so we took the last 3 lines of the original poem and made some other stuff fit. Here it is in Sindarin. Min korf tangada ranmela, min korf irthati, min korf tega itad, aned senquil guidanti. For all of your Lord of the Rings fans who can actually speak Sindarin, I'm sorry if that was horrible pronunciation. I'll try to get better at it. But in English it says, 1 ring to confirm their love, 1 ring to unite them, 1 ring to bring the two, and in this lifetime bind them. Very poignant 3-line stanzas there. We've got the first line written or engraved on this side of the curved design, and the second line on this side, and then the very last 3rd poignant line there is on the ring itself. Very symbolic. And with that note, we didn't have any place on the hilt that we felt the recharge port could go, so we actually put it on the inside, and I'll show you how that comes apart here. This also gives you access to the SD card for the Crystal Focus version 5. That slides off there. The chassis, got the 2-watt speaker, and Crystal Focus is here. SD card access can be done with this Crystal Focus in place with tweezers or pliers, and or it can be done by swinging the Crystal Focus out, unstrapping it, which is also how you put the charger in.
1 ring to help. 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness fight.
And of course that's our man Gandalf there, talking about the ring. And this is part of a special sound font made by Alex Gordon on the FX Sabers forum, especially for this project. It is a Lord of the Rings movie-themed font with authentic sword swings and clashes from the movies, as well as other vocal dialogue and sounds taken from the movie. So I'll go through that font, show you the crystal chamber, go through some of the other fonts we've got on there. And then this has to go immediately expressed to Australia so he can get it before he leaves on his vacation. And there we go with the crystal chamber. Big large crystal backlit with a matching LED for the blade. Pulses along with the blade, and then we've got the sequenced acrylic chassis discs there. Engraving on the disc should actually show up pretty good on that. And cool sound font. Goes well with the theme of the saber. And then we will show you some of the other ones here.
The Old Republic Jedi.
We got Night Storms yet to be released, soon to be released. The Old Republic Jedi font. Very cool font. It's Jedi font C. And then we've got Mad Cow's Bespin 2. We've got Novastar. Good font to have on any CF saber.
Shatter Point.
Mad Cow's Shatter Point.
Dodo.
Mad Cow's Shoto. And then we've got the saber tracks, of course, and then you can also see it on here in some of the tracks since the accent LED that's behind the switch is lit up on this one. Just to kind of show you how cool that is. The crystal chamber lit up there. Very cool crystal chamber, very elegant piece. Engraving was extremely intense, very hard for me to do. It's a totally new skill, but I think it came out really well. Tengwar script is actually pretty difficult. We hope you enjoy it. The saber is going to be going off to Australia expressed, and congratulations to Dave and Jenna. We hope you enjoy this saber and hope that you both enjoy each other for years to come. Congratulations, and thanks again for watching. Arad Megil from VadersVault.